Here we go. I'm going to read chapter 19, Attacked by the Fighting Trees. And people then, company helped Dorothy to go back to Kansas, and Oz left alone. And then they tried to help Dorothy. Anyway, 4 days. And my memory is not clear. Anyway, The Wonderful Little Rose by L. Frank Baum, Chapter 19, Attacked by the Fighting Trees. Alright. Here you go.
The soldier with the green whiskers who had walked with them as far as the gate. When the guardian of the gate saw them down, he was great. They could leave the beautiful city to get into trouble. But he at once unlocked their spectacles, which he put back into the green box, and gave them many good wishes to carry with them.
You are now our ruler, he said to the Scarecrow, so you must come back to Earth as soon as possible.
I certainly shall if I am able, the Scarecrow replied, but I must help Dorothy get home first. As Dorothy bade the good-natured guardian a last farewell, she said,
I've been very kindly treated in your lovely city, and everyone has been good to me. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. Don't cry, my dear, he answered.
We should like to keep you with us, but if it is your wish to return to Kansas, I hope you will find a way.
I then opened the gate of the outdoors, and they walked towards and started off on their journey.
The sun shone brightly as our friends turned their faces toward the land of the South. They were all in the best of spirits and laughed and chatted together.
Dorothy was once more filled with the hope of getting home, and Scarecrow and the Tin Little Man were glad to be of us to her.
He sniffed the fresh air with delight and whisked his tail from side to side in pure joy at being in the country again, while Toto ran around them and chased them off,
and both flies barking merrily at the time. Silver Ripe does not really meow, remarked the lion as they walked along at a brisk pace.
Flesh since I lived there, and now I am anxious for a chance to show the other beasts how courageous I have grown.
They now turned and took a last look at the Emerald City.
It was a mass of towers and steeples behind the green walls, and high up above everything the spires and dome of the Palace of Oz.
Oz was not such a bad wizard, after all, said Tin Little Man. As she felt his heart rattling around his breast, he knew how to give me brains, and a very good brain too, said Scarecrow.
Had taken a dose of the same courage he gave me, added the lion. He would have been a brave man. Dorothy said nothing.
Oz had not kept the promise he made her, but he had done his best. So she forgave him, and as he said, as he was a man, even if he was a bad wizard.
The first day's journey was through the green fields and bright flowers that stretched about the Emerald City on every side. They
slept and lay on the grass with nothing but the stars over them, and they rested well into this. In the morning, they traveled on until they came to the
found it, for it seemed to extend to the right and left as far as they could see, and besides, they did not dare change the direction of their journey for fear of getting lost.
So they looked for the place where it was easiest to get into the...
Who was in the lead, finally discovered a big tree with such wide spreading branches that there was room for the party to pass underneath.
So he walked forward to the tree. Just as he came under the first branches, they bent down and twined around him, and the next minute he was raised from the ground.
Long among his fellow travelers. This did not hurt the Scarecrow, but it surprised him, and he looked rather dizzy when Dorothy picked him up.
Here is another space between the trees, called Lion. Let me try it first, said the Scarecrow, for it doesn't hurt me to get that thrown out.
To get thrown about. He walked up to another tree as he spoke, but its branches immediately seized him and tossed him back again. This is strange, exclaimed Dorothy. What shall we do?
The trees seem to have made up their mind to fight us and stop our journey,
said the woodman, and Shouldering his axe, he marched up to the first tree that had handled the Scarecrow so roughly.
When a big branch bent down to seize him, the woodman chopped at it so fiercely that it cut it too,
shaking all its branches as if in pain, and the Tin Woodman passed safely under it. "Come on," he shouted to the others. "Be quick!"
And they all ran forward and tapped on the tree without injuries, except Taurus, who was caught by a small branch, shaken until he howled
Off the branch and set the little dog free. The other trees
of the forest did nothing to keep them back, so they made up their minds that only the first row of trees could bend down their branches and probably
power in order to keep strangers out of it. The four travelers walked along with ease through the trees until they came to the far edge of the wood.
Then, to their surprise, they found before them a high wall, which seemed to be made out of white china. It was smooth, like the surface of these, higher than their heads.
"What shall we do now?" asked Dorothy. "I will make a ladder," said the Tin Woodman, "for we certainly must climb over the wall." End of chapter 19.
Okay, so the Wonderful Wizard of Oz is a remarkable fiction, which I think inspire many authors to write imaginative stories. So I am so surprised to know about that. It was good to read this book first.